So before I call it a night, I just wanted to make the last video or another video about modern life technology and what we're getting ready to do with that. If you look online, TGH1122, type that into Google. It's the first site, Wix site, tgh1122.wixsite.com/BA party, excuse me. I got a whole bunch of technologies that are getting ready to come out. This one is probably by far my favorite. I love to invent and create, so I've invented and created for 2030 and beyond, rather than things that we can use now. I made things that we can use forever, if that makes any sense to you. So modern life technology is basically, or FUT TEC, it's basically devices that work and cordlessly, so you never will need a cord or anything like that. The electricity is put through its own circuit all throughout your house and all throughout other devices, so they can maintain a charge by themselves without it being plugged into a 12 volt or anything like that of that sort. And the second thing that modern life technology is, it's always automated and remote controlled by voice activation. I think that's a huge thing coming up, is smart houses, and it's very important to me, and I have patent pending and confidential technology that's coming out with those technologies. So I'll get right into it. We use electric circuit conduction paint. So you'd paint a coat of paint will go on the last layer of your house, and then you'd be able to mix this conduction paint with any color. You'd take it to Lowe's and it would be ready to go. And you'd take it and you'd slap it on, your wall, and you'd be able to plant a device on your wall. So this is your wall. You'd plant a device on your wall, and it would automatically, be able to turn off and on, along with that electronic magnetic technology. So all you'd have to do is mount your device or whatever it is to a wall, or mount it to the ground with that conduction circuit on it, and it would be able to activate, work, and function, cordlessly, which is big. Another thing is CPU outlets. CPU outlets are super important because if you use the CPU if you use a computer chip, to your outlet, you'll be able to tell your outlet how to function and when to function. And all of the different remote functions that can go inside of them. To that CPU outlet would be your remote-controlled voice automated frequency component and the connection to the computer system. So you being able to tell a device like Alexa, Siri, or what we call Kevin, to open a drawer, and the drawer would open. Not only is this thing cordless and works and then functions, without any form of electricity being plugged in to it, because it's being conducted off its own circuit. It's voice automated, so you could be in the other room and have you say open the drawer would open another room. So by the time you walk in there, the drawer is already open, waiting for you to take clothing or anything and everything you do with it out. Another aspect of this is our hologram component system. What it does is it takes a laser from the top, so much like this, a laser from the bottom on the floor. It takes two and shoots the lasers up, and this is being coded in proportion to measurements, like a computer wall almost. So when you stick your finger through the hologram, it knows its precise location, and measurement of where it needs to go or what button to press. So if you needed to turn the power off on something, it would be like a normal screen, a hologram screen, coming from the top and the bottom. And this is in every room for the reason of robot butler or a hologram butler, along with, I'll get to the robot butlers later. But the hologram butler is your Kevin, going from room to room, and he'll be able to pop up and tell you, hey, what do you need, or ask you, hey Kevin, and he'll pop up from the hologram. You'll be looking at it like a hologram, and you can choose what your hologram looks like. So you could have Tupac as a hologram, asking you what you need, how you need it, and getting it done for you. Any and every device that is electronically controlled can be hooked to this system, and that's what we're getting our devices in FUT TEC and Modern Life Technology. We're getting our devices set and our computer and coding set, and we're getting the best coders and best inventors and best creators and best skilled workers and best people with their hand and most innovative people with their hands to hop on board with us, so we can get this project done and finished in a timely manner to get it out to the masses and to you guys, because this is something that can help any and everybody. If you're an elder, if you're an elderly citizen and something happens, you won't be in the house alone. Like, this thing will be able to call the cops for you if you need, like if you fell or something like that. You can say, hey, Kevin, pop up, what's the emergency? You go ahead and tell them what's going on, and the house will be able to call the cops or get whatever you need. If you're in bed already and you need to lock the door, make sure the house is locked down, and say, hey, Kevin. Kevin pops up, and like I said, this hologram is room for room. Kevin will pop up and be like, yes, what do you need? And go ahead and lock the door and make sure the house is locked down and everything. Excuse me. I'm getting my fruits and veggies in tonight. So that's another component of this. I'm really excited about it, because the hologram control panel and the hologram Kevin, when he pops up, or however you want to name it, whatever you want to name it, her, him, whatever, you have choices. You always have choices or skins to choose from with FUT TEC and Modern Life Technology. Which this is all patent pending confidential. Nobody can take this. Nobody has any rights to this except for me and my corporation and BA Promotions. So we get hologram butler to the 2 robot helpers. Now, robotics, this is going to come out in phases like the iPhone, if you will, because the robotics they're catching up, but they're not where they need to be. So as robotics get better, we'll be shooting out more and more robots to be able to help and function. You'll have 2 types of robots. You'll have a cleaning robot, a smaller one that goes through the house, cleans, make sure everything's all right. There's functions that, by the way spectrums of light hit, cameras can tell what colors are and stuff like that, and identify what colors are and stuff like that. And this is all based on coding, and this is why we're getting the best coders. And, had a few people from Harvard and MIT and tech schools like that apply for, the corporate developer job and jobs with us, because they're excited about this technology. I have seen those. I have not gotten to them yet. I want to be able to get you guys 100% set, secure, and locked down before I contact you. Everybody in there, that job certification or job tab is going to close soon, because I don't want the smartest people. Like, the smartest people know I'm about my business, and we're ready to go. And the serious people have already, contacted me and got their stuff in. But I've had people with PhDs, masters, all types of stuff send me things for these higher level positions. So it's gonna be cool to go through them. But the robot butler, it sees colors and can tell color by the way the light hits them, the spectrum of the light. So it could sort laundry for you and put it in the washer and dryer, and go through both cycles of washer and dryer. And then there's already a device that folds laundry for you. So it throws that laundry into the folder for you, and your laundry would be done before you got home, which is pretty cool. I'm super excited about this technology. It's an invention of my own, and it's going to take over the world masses. Haven't decided if I'm going to sell rights to this one. I know there's going to be a lot of people that want it, like Amazon and Apple and Microsoft, but I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to sell the company or the manufacturing rights, or keep it to myself to manufacture. Excuse me. The second robot helper will be more of a bit taller one. They'll be able to go to the house and bring you things. So if you have coffee in the kitchen or something like that, this robot will be able to grab a cup of coffee for you, bring it to you. And this is going to be on the same functioning CPU as the house and the Alexa system. This is all on the same system. So literally, you'd have a butler, you'd have your Kevin, and you'd have a cleaning butler, helping hands. all through the house, able to help you function in any and all sorts. If you need a remote control or you need your keys, you can't find anything like that, it goes ahead and does it for you. And there will be better and better models coming out, like an iPhone almost, as robotics get better. Artificial intelligence, I do not believe that artificial intelligence is necessary for robotics. I don't want anything, smarter than me or figure anything, I think I don't need the human or whatever like that. I'm not dealing with that. There will be no Will Smith iRobots going on here. The most intelligent thing in the system will be the Kevin robot coming up, the Kevin hologram coming up, excuse me. Salute. The Kevin hologram coming up, which is pretty cool. That one will be able to do anything that Siri would, or anything that when you ask Google a question, it would have everything on, the internet's database as its knowledge. So it'll be able to help you with any and everything, which is great. You always have those helping hands. So the CPU electronic devices for room to room. We're working on every type of room. I'm fortunate enough to be getting ready to, set blueprints for my house. So my house will be one of the first with all this technology, and we're going to get it figured out and put it all together, room to room, in my house first, which will be amazing, and I cannot wait to get started on it. So this hard drive has the code functions in it, and then it has the voice recognition of the elements, names, and numbers. So if you have a TV, it would have, the name or the number. So if it doesn't hear the name correctly, you can say, hey, device number so-and-so, and it would get the job done either which way. So you have two ways of getting it done, just in case it doesn't work the first time. I don't want you to have to be able to run back and forth to do things, which is super important. This makes it, as soon as you get home, you are taken care of. You worked a long day, you are taken care of. And that's my goal, is to have you be able to come home and just relax. That's it. Like, you're busting your ass, you're working, you're trying to get the American dream yourself. So you should be taken care of, when you get home. So I made that super important. You guys are probably, the customer is always the most valuable, but mankind is the most valuable. Making things easier for mankind is the most valuable thing to me personally. Because who wants to live a hard life? Nobody. So we go to the frequency command remote functions by voice. That is control, and I'm going to get into that into a second. And then the connection to the CPU outlets, powers off and on. The CPU outlets are like the 12 volts. We will have 12 volts still, or adapters or connectors, to certain things. Just in case you don't, the device that you have doesn't match. I do want you to be able to use it or hook it to, our system. You paid a lot of money for things that you like or your taste, so might as well get that done for you guys. So this hard drive, code listed in the functions to device elements, switches on and off, open and close. So everything that can turn on and off, open, close, volume up, down, sideways, give me this, cook this. If you're in the bedroom and you need the eye to turn on, you can say, hey, Kevin, turn on left eye 1 stove to 212 degrees, that's boiling water. And by the time you get in the kitchen, you're ready to go. Put the pot on, whatever. A nice function to this also is the app function. We will have an app to where you can sit at work. And if you need, the bedtime or the bath ran and you want it done by the time you get home, you can start running the bath. And it controls the kitchen, and it'll have, the bathroom, and it'll have that function and all those bathroom functions down. So by the time you get home, you just slide in the bath. Have a nice spa session waiting for you at home, so you are taken care of. The cooler things and other things that are connected with this is the fact that we're getting ready for driverless car technologies, and we have functions in our entity road corps to where cars are going to actually be able to drive themselves based on the Wi-Fi systems and the reflexors that we put in. And they could virtually pick up drive-through for you. go to the drive-thru, pick it up, have it already paid for, and then bring it home and park in the garage, and all you do is get up and go outside and get in the garage. These are all the inventions that I've came up with myself, and I put backing and money behind, and we're finishing. We just gotta code it and finish that. And I invented with FUT TEC. I invented my own coding system, which is pretty sweet. So anything you could think upstairs would actually be translated into code easily by binary, which is awesome. And it's my own process, which is patented and confidential, and nobody can take it, which is awesome, and I have the rights to it. Where we at? List functions, voice commands to control panels. So the voice commands go to the code infrared frequency or Wi-Fi transmitter. So whatever you say by voice will in turn go into the hard drive or whatever device it is. We'll have a transmitter like a remote control, and it will send the beam, their infrared wave, to whatever device it is to open or to complete the function. So code infrared frequency Wi-Fi transmitter to receiver to apply the function, which is awesome. And that's pretty much the technology in itself, and it's pretty cool to have that, and also the robot helpers, and then the hologram system, which is going to be amazing from room to room to have somebody go through. Like, you can name your house. Your house would be a smart house, literally a smart house, and I think it's super important. Along with, I know Motley came out with the robot kitchen. I'm looking to get a hold of them, and if not, you can buy the Motley system itself. I know there's functions that Motley Kitchen does not have that I can invent my own, but I'd rather get a hold of them because they're halfway done with their devices. I'm trying to get that taken care of, because what it does is a robotic kitchen that cooks for you automatically. So you can literally you can be at work with the app and be like, cook this for me, and by the time you get home, it's done cooking. So you get home and eat. Spaghetti's done. Your bath water is running. Come on, be taken care of. Like I said, I'm still working on the room-to-room device. The list of all the devices, and it's going to be something I work on for my house, and perfect for my house for everybody else to have. So with that, you always need some form of Wi-Fi or some form of radio frequency or Wi-Fi to get these code updates, because we will forever be excuse me, my page keeps blowing over, forever be updating this technology to list other functions, and updating this technology to be able to get smarter, and updating this technology for other devices that we come out with modern life technology. Super important that we kick out a whole bunch of stuff that you can use that functions correctly, for you in your house. So next is the voice dictation and dialect to apply names and functions to the robotics and code updates. So this is when you set up your phone and you start talking, and it tells you to say stuff so it can pick up your voice and stay with your voice. So when that happens, and tell everything you say, so it doesn't run into it not being able to figure out which function you need. So where you use the number system for your devices, which is super important. So this is the build for FUT technology, which is the coding system, and then modern life technology, which are the devices, and then I think it's called Home Life. Forgot what name we gave to that entity off the top of my head. I'm supposed to remember this, but we got a million things going on. It's late. I'm shoving food in my face slowly to finish it here. But this is all we're doing with this type of technology for the average worker, and it's going to be affordable for some devices, and some devices might cost more, but I'll try to make it as affordable as possible to get it to the masses. These technology will be used in hotels, houses, AMBRBs, like, it's going to take over very, very soon. Very soon. And the sad part is me having, what I have, like, it's going to be hard to beat it, hard to top it, hard to keep up with it. Never hard to sustain it. It will sell out. So I'm not too giddy about selling the company. I'll keep it to myself. That's what I'm thinking right now, because I can't find anybody that can do a better job with it than me, myself, or my ideas, or my, not even ideas, or my business, with that follow through. So, trying to think of anything I missed for you guys. The video reaches 20 minutes. I got 5 minutes left to talk to you. Robotics, element connector, CPU outlets. A CPU outlets are basically going to tell your house what's going on, where the electricity's going, where the electronics are. It's like a grid. It creates a grid in your house. I was going to use fragments of carbon fiber, do 2x4s, to conduct that grid, or to make it. But there's another system I'm actually working on for that also. That can go outside and go around your house, and it turns everything, shoots everything into a grid, so the robots know exactly where everything is, exactly what the layout of your house is, where something is, where a wall is. So it takes care of getting around the house, and helps the robotics out too, which is super important. So I want this to be able to function, and I want the functionability of this technology to be great, ahead of its time, in any and every aspect there is. When I do something, I do it to the fullest, and I do it big. I don't really do small stuff often. So I want to make sure this is up to that same, level, same intensity, same whatever other word you can put in there. That pretty much nails it for that entity. I know I'm going to have a gun room personally. So my gun room, I'm going to put the guns actually into the wall. And it's going to be a closed light, but it's going to be clear so you can see through it. And when you see through it, all you have to do is tell it to open 9mm, and it will shoot open and come towards you. And then you can pull it out. And then you can say close 9mm drawer, and then it'll close. And you'll have it. Which is pretty dope. Like, I'm super excited for you. The light will turn on and everything. And that's just the way it is. Like, anything and everything you need would already be done for you. If you have any questions about that technology, go ahead and hop on that website I told you, tgh1122.wixsite.com/BA party, or just type in tgh1122 on Google. Click the first site and you can see what we're doing. But that is some of the best technology you're going to get, best bang for your buck, and I'll make sure it gets to you. So, see you. Signing off.